Ro from Pretty Roll Plans, and thank you for tuning in. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are not new, then welcome back. Please do not forget to click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I post a new video. So today, or tonight, there is a little change in scenery. I didn't want to be cooped up in the little small room today, be in front of my bookcase. I feel like I've shot all my videos in there, so I wanted, well, majority of my videos. So I wanted to do something a little different. It is Saturday night, and I am in the house, so I decided to shoot a video. I'm caught up with my studying, I'm caught up with my video postings, so why not go ahead and post a video. I had all of my information ready, so let's get into it. I do have my glass of wine with me. It's gonna be a wind down Saturday because I have nothing else to do with my life. My life revolves around going to work and studying. So tonight I will be telling you guys about the multiple bank accounts that I do have. I think it is a good idea for everyone to have multiple bank accounts, even if it's just starting off with 2. So ever since I've opened up a bank, I've always had 2 bank accounts. It was free. When I got my first job, my mom opened me up a savings account with Virginia Credit Union, and from there I was able to get a savings. All you had to do was keep $5 in it. Growing up, I rarely had anything in my savings. I was a tightwad. I was very frugal with my money, but I wasn't really knowledgeable on how savings and investing work until college and after I graduated. Joining the debt-free community and being pretty proactive with my financials gave me a little more knowledge on why you should have more bank accounts, and that is actually something that I want to share with you all because the knowledge that I gained, I don't want to keep it to myself. I would like to share it with others. So the question is, how many bank accounts do I have? I have a total of 7 bank accounts. Why do I have a total of 7 bank accounts and I only have one source of income? Well, for one, they are free. Every single bank account that I have is a free bank account. I do not have to keep a certain amount of money in any of my bank accounts. I don't have to have a certain amount deposited to not gain any fees. It is just flat out free. Every single one that I had. I did have a Wells Fargo bank account where I had to transfer a certain amount of money into my savings each month to kind of cut the fee out. I got rid of Wells Fargo a while ago and I'm completely done with them, so I don't even have to worry about that anymore. The real #1 reason why I have several bank accounts is to keep my money separate. You should not have all of your money sitting in one bank account. It is so easy for you to get off track, to spend money that is supposed to be for something important. It all needs to be separated because at the end of the day, you can be going out shopping and you can allot yourself a certain amount of money, but at the end of the day, when you go out shopping, the other money that you have in your bank account for your bills, it's probably gonna slip your mind. You're out having fun, doing whatever, and you're gonna swipe your card, you're gonna use the money that are supposed to be for your bills, and then when your bills come out, you'll overdraft. Hence why you need several bank accounts. This is leading towards the point where I want to tell you guys that I am banking with 3 different financial institutions. That way, when you get low on funds, you cannot easily transfer money over from one bank to another. It's always a lag when you transfer. So every other Friday when I do get paid, I transfer money. And when I transfer money, that money does not hit my bank account probably until that Tuesday. That's how long the lag could possibly be. It could be even longer depending actually on who you bank with, because when I transfer from bank #1 to bank #2, it's a longer lag than when I transfer from bank #2 to bank #1. Why? I have no idea. But needless to say, easy access is not always good. So with the 7 bank accounts that I have 3 checking accounts and 4 savings. Checking account #1 is typically for my fun money. If you watch my budgeting videos, you'll see that I transfer over $300 every 2 weeks to a spending account. This is what checking account number 1 is. So checking account number 1, even though everything including in it is not technically fun, because I do pay for my gas out of that account. I do pay for my groceries out of that account. Those are the only 2 necessities that actually comes out of that account. Everything else is pretty much mine. So when I want to get my nails done, when I want to buy something planner related, when I want to buy something regarding my camera, when I want to buy a new phone case, all of those things come out of that checking account. My paycheck gets split into 2 different accounts on payday, which was checking number 1 and then checking number 2, which is my bill account. All of my bills come out of this account. Cell phone bill, electricity, cable, car payment, debt payments, all of that comes strictly out of that bill account. And to be completely honest with you, I don't even know where the debit card is to that account because I do not use it. It's somewhere in my house. It's probably somewhere in one of the billions of wallets that I have, but that is not a card that I carry around. I won't be tempted to spend money with it, but for those of you who do have a spending problem, keep the card at home if you happen to have a card for that account. Also, checking number 1 and checking number 2 are at 2 different financial institutions. That way, I'm not able to access the money as easily as I want to, being that I don't know where checking number 2 debit card is. Okay, so now on to checking number 3. Checking number 3 is also a bill account. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. If I am, leave a comment down below just to let me know. But checking number 3 is another bill account. So the second billing account is a joint account with my boyfriend. Anything house related gets transferred into that account. When money hits my first bill account on Friday, I transfer whatever is house related into the second bill account. So everything in that account is set up as an auto payment. There are a few things that I don't set up as auto payments because the bills fluctuate. For instance, my electricity, which has skyrocketed, and I am so upset. Every month since we've been in this house, our electricity bill has been less than $100. Awesome, great. Last month, it shot up to $174, and then this month it shot up to over $200, and we're like, what the hell? Anyways, back to topic. Those are the 3 checkings. So checking number 1 is fun money, checking number 2 is bills, checking number 3 is joint bills. Those are the 3 checkings that I have. Now on to my savings account. Savings number 1 is technically my short-term goals in my sinking funds account. So anything sinking fund related or that needs to be paid in 12 months or less gets transferred to that account. So I have it set up in my budget planner where I allot money to debt savings every single month. So when I get paid on a Friday, one of the first things I do after I transfer my bills or pay my bills, I transfer my sinking fund money. So right now in my sinking fund / savings, I have things such as Christmas, which is almost completely expensed out. Anything pretty much car related, oil changes, registration. I just paid my personal property taxes. All of that came out of my sinking fund account. I did not have to pay for with the money that I just recently got paid for. I already had the money set aside. And then we have savings number 2. Savings number 2 is more so for long-term goals. So anything that is actually more than 12 months. So right now, what's in there is my trip to St. Kitts. When I found out about St. Kitts, I just started putting money in my long-term account because that account had no money in it. I think other than the $5 that's supposed to be in there that I can't take out. So I just transferred money to that every time I got paid or any access money that I had because I knew that it was coming up. So at the end of this month, beginning of January, I'm actually going to transfer that money to my sinking fund account because that money is going to to be expensed in 2020. And what I'm going to start throwing money in there now is the trip for Tyree's 30th birthday. Once the end of 2020 rolls around, I'll transfer the money to my sinking funds account and so on and so forth. I honestly do want to start saving for either a down payment on a new house or a new car. Just an FYI, I do not plan on buying a car anytime soon, but just to start saving the money and putting money aside will help me put a hefty down payment down if I decide to do a down payment or just pay the car in cash, depending on how long I plan on saving for. Okay, so savings number 3. Savings number 3 is actually my emergency fund, which is the only account that is separated from everything else. So this account is one account alone. It is actually in a high yield saving account. I think that it is gaining 1.75% interest instead of getting 0.05% from the regular banking institution. So if you have an emergency fund, don't keep it in your regular banking. I would honestly say check out one of the high yield savings accounts. They're also free. So you have American Express, I believe there's Ally Bank, there are a few others. All you have to do is Google high yield savings accounts and a list will come up. They're all pretty reputable. At the time, American Express had the highest percentage rate, which was 2.10, but now everyone's rates are dropping down to about 1.7, 1.75. So anywhere you bank with, it's probably all going to be the same. Last but not least, I have savings number 4. Savings number 4 is where my rental income gets expensed, and any bills related to my rental gets paid out of that. Everything related to that account is an automatic payment. What my plan was at the end of every year, I would transfer any excess to my emergency fund. So at the end of 2019, I will transfer any access that I've made into my emergency fund, and that is the only time that I've touched that account. My tenant's deposit is also in that account, so when they decide to move out, it's already sitting there, so all I have to do is either write them a check or transfer the money to whatever account they need me to transfer it to. So out of the 7 bank accounts that I have, I do suggest that you all have at least 5 bank accounts. The first one would be your spending account. The second one will be your bill account. Number 3 would be short-term goals, 4 long-term goals, and then 5 your emergency fund. Those are the 5 bank accounts that I suggest that you all have. If you do not have money to put into the 5 bank accounts, I would say at least split it up into 3 different accounts, which would be your spending, your bills, and your emergency fund. And a tip for you all would be to put your spending account and your bill account into 2 different financial institutions. If you honestly have an issue with spending money, I honestly suggest to you to split those 2 up. In the long run, you will honestly thank me, because it is so easy to just transfer money and transfer money and transfer money. I did it when I was fresh out of college. I did it while I was in college. It was just easy to transfer the money. When I had a Wells Fargo account, I had it set up where every time I swiped my card, $1 would get put into my savings account. And I would swipe, and then I would be down to $2 or so. Once I was down and I wanted to eat or I wanted to go out, I would transfer those dollars that accumulated over time back into my checking, which I kind of lost out on, because I probably could have had thousands of dollars sitting in that account if I would have just let it sit there and not transfer it. I was not as disciplined back then as I am now. I am extremely thankful for the debt-free community. I am extremely thankful for Instagram and everybody that shows support and shares their stories. It gives you inspiration and it gives you determination to kind of cut those things out. I also will say that starting off, putting your money into different accounts, it's gonna be hard at first. Distinguishing what account is which, distinguishing how much money needs to go into what account. I will say that I had so much trouble in the beginning. I was using the wrong cards. Hence why I don't have my bills or my joint bills debit cards with me, because I was swiping the wrong cards and it would get so confusing. But what I will say is, do not give up. It will come around and it will come naturally. lately. It is so easy for me now. But that is my video on my 7 bank accounts that I have. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I am always helping. I don't mind sharing information. YouTube has helped me a lot, not only with my debt-free journey, not only with budgeting, but as far as my CPA journey goes. YouTube has been very helpful for me. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that you're able to take my tips into consideration and split those monies up. Thank you all for tuning in. Please don't forget to click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, comment, and like this video. Bye.